Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody in here. Reading through, let's see. Yeah, bring on the bulls from the rodeo on the plane. They'll remember me. It's it's my comfort animal. Hello, Sven. Hello, Fiery. I'm recovering. I don't know when the luggage arrives. As of late last night, they thought it would be here late today. Kind of screwed with everything that's in the luggage, so I'm kind of paralyzed at the moment right now. Mm, Coffee much needed today. Good question. Is the stock market going to crash? It started south and then somehow rescued itself, and it's up 20 or 30 points right now. Cue ball, desert sky. Nope, I'm online. I'm here right now. You are literally watching me live. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Fred. Chaz and Charlie late yesterday. I talked to them. I'm certain I'll talk to them a good bit today. Hello, Zona. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Stacy Morton. Camaro Commando. Daniel thinks we're going to hold off until end of May for a crash. It is teetering right now at its edge. Just waiting. You're just wondering which piece of news is going to put it over the top. Hello, Naples. Pack fan. Mark, is it true the Brunson case has a docket for May 25th? That's a great thing to talk about right now. There you go. Lloyd Brunson petitioner versus Allman Adams, etc. United States Courts of Appeals for 10th Circuit petition for writ of certiorari filed. Response due May 24th, 2023, United States Department of Justice. And then, bam, right there, you can see the docket over here at Supreme Court. United States Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit. It is docketed. It is docketed. They have 30 days to respond. So, yeah, big movement in the Brunson case. We'll see if it sticks. Hello, Shell Boo. Let's see. It's my birthday, Shell Boo's birthday. We need to squeeze in for Cole, young gentleman, two children, two daughters, cancer. Doctors have said, hey, go get your affairs in order. They've stopped treatment. Prayers for a miracle or comfort for the family, or both. Oh, both. Hello, Tina. Hello, Noreen. Bill Pat, do I think? No, I just thinking overzealous employee from a company that has management issues. One thing I have learned when you look at any company, you can have some great employees. You can have a few. But from the top to the bottom, they adopt the structure, the culture of those in management. And if the management can't get through to those further down the chain, that level of concern, care, compassion, professionalism, all those things, then it's broken. So if it's broken at the top, it's going to be broken at every level. And to me, and the number of reports I've gotten in the last 24 hours or so, and the just wonderful words of support from you guys, even have American Airlines pilots that have reached out to say, hey, all I can do is apologize. The company needs a lot of work. Of course, we will keep them anonymous. But yeah, it's a broken corporate culture, but they've been able to get away with it. I mean, they're so protected. But I do foresee, I don't know, we'll create one Patriot Airlines or Patriot Airways. Truth or lines. That's right. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. D. Woody Dale, the golden egg shirt is somewhere in a piece of luggage. Morning Tacoma. Let's see. Maybe Sam Britton has your luggage. All right. I don't know why I found, maybe I am just exhausted enough. I found that hilarious. Somebody from the Biden administration, right? Oh, see, there you go. Tenacious D, Tenny D. No, it hopefully is on a flight back to Puerto Rico as we speak, or arrived already. We don't know. It's not showing in the tracking system because of how we did the claim. So I don't know how that's going to work. We are expecting Mr. C today. As a matter of fact, I should stay on top of things. I don't know. I didn't see that from with the White House yesterday. Yeah, wouldn't that be nuts? All right. I have the gold shorts here, guys. I have the gold shorts. Yeah, it's good to be here with you guys. With all the other curves, it is good to see you. It is good to see. Of course, you guys have a lot of hailstorms rolling through Texas. Praying for you guys. I've seen some of the footage and some of the film. Size of some of the hail I'm talking about. It's not even like golf balls are small. Nuts. All right. In the first 90 days of the year, Bitcoin has recovered 70% and Ethereum has recovered 51.8%. No other asset has recovered that fast. Some of that recovery was a result of diminishing confidence in the U.S. banking system after the failure of Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, and Silvergate. Of course, we got Republic on the rope. First Republic on the ropes. Now, investors are looking for an alternative to the dollar to protect their wealth. Given their enormous gains and the fact that they are outside of government control, cryptocurrencies are once again proving why they remain a necessary part of an investor's portfolio. Unlike most other crypto platforms, MyDigitalMoney.com, with our partners Equity Trust, founded in 1974, holds your crypto in trust. That means you will never be able to commingle our funds. They will never be able to commingle their funds with your funds. Your cryptos are safe and cannot be moved around. With MyDigitalMoney.com, you can invest with security, knowing your crypto is yours and yours alone. Just go to mydigitalmoney.com or call them at 833-636-2008. Whether you're investing in crypto IRA for your retirement or want to save for medium-term financial goals with a standard trading account, mydigitalmoney.com will help you do so with unparalleled security. Visit us at mydigitalmoney.com or call 833-636-2008. Open an account now and get $50 in your account when you invest $5,000 or more. Just enter Mark Z in the promo code field. Terms apply. Boy, was that a mouthful. I am a fan of that company, though. I think they do fantastic work. And Guy is so very knowledgeable. Let's see. Anyone in pain? Try grounding. Oh, I grounded last night. It helps. That's right. I'll just wear the gold shirt and the gold hat if the shirt isn't back in time. The gold shorts and the gold hat. That would be just wrong. We crossed the finish line and the shirt isn't here to wear. I'm still reading through stuff. Holy smokes, Lori A. Mark, so sorry you treated that way, not acceptable. And yes, China Spring, Texas had 4.5-inch hail. God, that is nuts. Wait, Perf and Paul, somebody tell me, Tucker Carlson episode number 1. It's out. I did see his first podcast, of course, a very short one, a message that he did on Wednesday night, and it broke Fox. We're going to get into that one. Don't worry about it. We're going to hit the news. I don't want to overtax Mr. C, but I'm going to try to make more time for him today than we did before. Last week, he's a beast. He will go as hard as he possibly can. I may be being too protective of him. I don't want him to go too long. That's right. Wear the egg shirt under my other shirt. We'll get into what we do know news-wise right now in just a few minutes, guys. Just go slow on the questions because I'm not going to be able to see them. Gary's in Austin today. Bondholders, paymaster, we're going to get to it. Slow down. We're going to get there. Alton, happy birthday. No whiskey in here. Oh, wait, what happened to Bowler? Who did we lose? I'll see if I can find it. I find this one interesting, and we're going to talk about what I've heard in just a minute. Tier 3 bond sellers have received spendable cash. Bruce says we get the links tomorrow. Tier 4B closed starting Monday. We are told links today. Ooh, I don't know. Little premature, but I am seeing some movement on the bond side that's encouraging. I've seen some aggregators, or call them pre-buyer. I don't know what you want to call them. What terminology do you want to use? Some of the speculators have scooped up and pulled the trigger this week. So yeah, there are a few bond people with real money. I like that one. That's it. When you're at 30,000 feet and past American Airlines, although that 737 flies at 36,000 feet, so I'm gonna have to go higher just so I can like wave at them, shoot by my tornado. Excuse me, my flying saucer. Boy, you can tell I'm tired. Too busy thinking things through. I got into bed plenty early, but my brain wasn't going to stop after the events of the day and worried about belongings and knowing what I had to get done today. But they did refund. Ticket prices were refunded very first thing this morning. Koopy, save yourself the headache. Just go with a gold body paint. Keep it simple. All right, wait. You guys are getting ads. I got to knock out one more real quickly, guys, and we're going to dive into the news. The second largest, third largest bank runs in history happened last month. The government is taking steps to guarantee all deposits. That means more money printing. What are they going to do with First Republic next? Thousands have approached Noble Gold Investments to secure their wealth with gold. Gold is the most stable asset outside of government control. Hurry and go to markzeekgold.com. Secure your wealth. Bag a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin if you qualify. NobleGoldInvestments.com. MarkZeekGold.com sends you there. Call Andy. Get a whiskey and wisdom bar. They look great. They look really cool. I've seen pictures. Mine still haven't showed up yet. I know that they were very surprised by how many people ordered. Anna, some bond folks that were selling to resellers, resellers got pretty active this week. I'm really surprised. Well, I shouldn't say I'm surprised. I think it's very encouraging because these are guys with real big money, and if they're willing to start paying for some of these in cash out of their own pocket, they must know. And these people are a much higher level of know. But I don't think governments are collecting their bonds yet, only some resellers. At least that's what it appears to me right now. We saw it start like maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, and then slowed down suddenly. And now it's picked up with a vengeance. Let's see. Native Dalgal hit the like button, but I don't think Mark Z saw my comment. Yesterday was my birthday. Oh, Native Dalgal, I'm sorry. I missed it. Yesterday it was crazy. I couldn't have sang if I wanted to. Happy birthday. That's why they're scared of you right now, because they knew they were wrong. That's why you got your refund back so fast. Yeah, they're no apology, no, hey, we could have done things better. Hey, next time let's handle it this way. None of that stuff. The constructive things that help lead to a better customer-client relationship. But all right, I need to get to news. You guys want it. I've been talking about it. We were talking about the bond side of it already. Militiaman dropped one. We already talked about Brunson. That was big news. Militiaman talking about electronic point of sale. He talking about all the changes to the banking system, what they've done to their structure. Just a great update on all of the I's that have been dotted, T's that have been crossed in Iraq for this event. Other news out of Iraq has been Iraq and Mexico agree to establish a friendship committee between the two countries. They want to be not just on good diplomatic terms, guys. They want to be close friends. They want to be able to go back and forth, buy, sell things, work together. I think this is pretty key. We are watching a force coalescing right now in the Middle East, that being Iraq, as a major global world player. Not a third world, not a country that is with a broken financial system and a broken currency, but a real world player. So I took that one as another great piece of news as well. Waiting for an update sometime this morning, probably come in around 11:30, 12 o'clock from my folks that deal with Redemption Wealth Management to find out what they have heard. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet. We've just got some bomb movement. Iraq, last reports were they were hoping to see something Saturday. That's tomorrow. We'll find out very soon. I'll bring the latest as I get the latest. Can you tell I'm a touch sleepy? I'm getting through this though. Militia Man's tough to watch. Not the most energetic. No, he's not overly. He does better. Like when he's recording him, he's not as energetic, and that's fine. He's not been doing the camera thing long, and I know. I mean, I was there. It's difficult, surprisingly difficult. I didn't take it seriously at first, meaning I didn't really understand how difficult it is. He does much better when he's going back and forth with someone like he is when he's on here. It gives him some energy. That background Militia Man has with the lighting looks like Dirk Diggler's backdrop from Boogie Nights. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, dancing. Whatever happened? Rod Steele. Matter of fact, Rod was supposed to meet me at the event. He was coming to the event. I don't know if he's still planning on going or not. I'm distracted by the hair on his bottom lip. Oh. No, I think, yeah, no, Militia Man's super nice human being. All right, let's get to it. Let's see. Tired of hearing that bonds are going liquid. Go. We'll ask Mr. C. Totally. And we also need to ask him where he believes the pot of money is for the bond side. These are resellers. This isn't the big. This isn't the big. Hey, when the government buyers are the ones paying for them, that's when you get excited. No one exact timing. There's always been information given by all gurus. It's military. I'm with you. I mean, we don't know the exact timing, guys. We are guessing at it. We're seeing some very clear indicators and signs. We know what they're telling us. We also know that they have to sow some disinformation on purpose. No news on Zim or Bolivar, any of those separately from guys. I think that does happen sometimes. I mean, there are a lot of people like that. You give them a little authority and they want to exercise it whenever they can. I'm just going to give them the shadow of the doubt. I'm going to give her the shadow of the doubt that she was trying to save and protect everybody and doing what she thought was right. Just could have done it in a whole lot better way. And was confusing. One person saying, hey, you got to take these batteries out. You got to take them out now. I'm like, I don't know how to take the batteries out. It's airline approved. You had other employees saying, don't worry about it. We got this. So, I mean, it was a real back and forth. There wasn't a real consensus. So it was very confusing. I had employees saying, hey, we got to try to do this. I had other employees saying, no, it's airline approved. Stop worrying about it. We got this. We'll take care of it. And I guess they just weren't the ones that won the battle. Can you confirm that Russell J. Gold's commander-in-chief? Janet, if he was, he's doing a really piss poor job running things. There's going to be my take on that one. To me, it makes a really good story and it sounds really cool. But it means I just personally, You can't go to some court, you can't go file some paper, you can't write whatever, and suddenly you have ownership of this or me and control me. I just don't buy it. I am free. I am sovereign. I was created in the likeness of my God and Father. And you listen to all these things. You got to do this. You got to do that. I don't need to do any of that to be free. I am free. It is a condition that I inherited directly from my Maker. So I have a tough time with that one. All right, I've got to rip through the news so we can get to Mr. C. Scott, happy birthday. First Republic Bank faces a critical weekend. What to expect? Is it going to be a run? Are people going to not notice it? Have you noticed how they have done their absolute best to keep this off of mainstream media? We're seeing it in some financial rags, and no, I can do this, man. Am I having a tough time today? In some news-based or economic-based publications, and they don't have a choice to but put it out, or they would never have anybody again ever read them. But we are not seeing this all over CNN, MSM, MSNBC, Fox News, any of those like we should right now. Our banking system is teetering, and they are not covering it. They don't want to make things worse. Think about that. They are taking the side of the U.S. government instead of the U.S. people. Journalism is supposed to be independent of that. That's what makes it great. That's not what we have now. I think that's what we are going to see in a massive way. We're seeing the backlash. We're seeing it with the rise of the truther movement, Tucker Carlson, Glenn Beck, you name it. Alex Berenstein, Matt Taibbi. So it's not just on the right. It's on the left. It's on the right. It's in the middle. You're starting to see a great upswelling, and I am very encouraged by it because we are taking it back. Powell makes unexpected admission during a prank call with fake Zelensky. These two Russian pranksters, they prank everybody. Yeah, I told you when they did that to Christine Lagarde. We talked about that, 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And here they do the same thing to Powell. And it's a little spooky what they're willing to admit when they think they're talking to a world leader about things really secure. They're not. He talks about how we have nothing, we can only hope for the best because we only have so many tools for fighting inflation. We got a great tool for fighting inflation. It's called sound money. It's a great tool. Cures it, fixes it. Ask Zimbabwe, ask history. Look at Russia's ruble, but they are simply unwilling to go there because then they have to be responsible. All right, veterans respond to DOD officials reportedly cheering Tucker Carlson's Fox exit. This was a good piece yesterday. Let's see. This is from one of our defense folks, one of our woken ones. We're a better country without him bagging on our military every night in front of hundreds of thousands of people. One senior Pentagon official is reported to have said, while a second, according to Politico, said, good riddance. Think about that. But now, it's highly inappropriate. Absolutely inappropriate and bagged on. Our military's lost its way. I love our military. I love the men and women that volunteer, that go out there to fight the good fight, that are willing to do bad things so that good people can sleep at night. Absolutely love them. Their leadership has gone a little bit haywire, and we shouldn't be in the Ukraine right now starting World War III. Humanitarian, great. I'll buy that. I'll be there. So I agree with Tucker's approach on this one. You shouldn't be. Military industrial complex is mad at him. Pharmaceutical companies are mad at him. Government's mad at him because he tells the truth or tries to find the truth. Critical thinking. This is important. All right. Tucker again. Wait, did I just close that one? Hold on, guys. I got to check something here. I think I did. Yeah, this is actually a really fun one. Although we can catch it here too. Yeah, I can kill that one. No, it's going to be more fun to leave it up. All right, let's get to it. Tucker reappears in the 8 p.m. time slot, but not with Fox. This is what I was telling you about on Wednesday, where he did his short piece, only a few minutes long. And he talks about our current problems, etc., what we're paying attention to. I think he nailed it right out of the park. Oh, wait, I've already got this one pulled up. Let's go here. These are the numbers that have happened at Fox since his departure. Catastrophic. The 5, they're off 7%. Special Report down 23% of viewers. Waters down 35%. Tucker, or that time slot, down 69%. So nearly 70% of its viewership disappeared. Hannity down 44%. I think Hannity thought he was above and beyond this one. 44%. Hannity, you were just lucky you were following Tucker, or you probably would have been gone a long time ago. Laura down 20%. Those are massive numbers. When Murdoch said, yeah, getting rid of him because he thinks he's bigger than Fox, he was and is bigger than Fox, clearly. Hannity's a child. I'm not a Hannity fan. Nothing personal. He is too GOP, and he doesn't fight for the people, and he's just, yeah. He's in good company with Mitch and Lindsey and Kevin McCarthy. He lost the desire to find truth, to fight. Ex-U.S. Army PSYOPs expert Fox News fired Carlson to maintain a semi-lobotomized, quasi-retarded population. Yeah, I said those things. Boy, isn't this a tough one. Yeah, Sergio, I got a kick out of that piece. Anything to cast doubt. Cast doubt. Cast doubt. You got to go after him. You got to make everybody question. I just love it. And, the left-leaning said, oh, this is great because he's finally, getting removed for all of his lies. And then you ask them, what lies? And they scratch their head, well, about this. And I'm like, that one that was found to be factual? To me, it is stunning, the manipulation of what people believe in propaganda. They've lost the ability to do their own research. They just take it as fact. If Mockingbird Media tells them it's so, it's so. But this one's great. Let me find this one because I want to read it, the whole thing. According to Bennett, this is counterterrorism expert. Let's see. According to Bennett, Carlson posed too much of a threat to institutional power because he turned Americans into proper researchers and thinkers, offered intellectualism, truthfulness, and an analytical depth that no other news personality has ever done in the history of the United States as far back as I can remember. So he needs silence. This is fun because he represented too big a threat to the powers and principalities, institutions, and agendas that seek an unenlightened, uninformed, semi-lobotomized, quasi-retarded population that do not question, do not research, do not analyze, but simply digest and follow instructions. And he did. He made people think. And the last thing your government wants is you thinking. It's tough to control you when you have your own opinion and you're knowledgeable. It is much easier to control you when, well, you're in fear and you are ignorant. Now they're trying to censor your text messages. This is another one of those examples I was talking about on the left-leaning side or the progressive-leaning side that we are starting to see, and I love it. Michael Schellenberger does one say, hey, they're trying to censor it. He talks about getting into the FISA courts, the whole thing. But now they are going after WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, so that they can monitor every one of your messages back and forth. I've tried to explain to you guys before that if there is no such thing as a secure messaging app, they can read them all. They created most of them so that you would be stupid and make mistakes and say things you shouldn't. Freedom of speech does not exist. So I love this because, it's getting called out by more than one side of the aisle now. Really do need a party that's not so tied up in left and right, but is tied up in truth. I love it. We're going to get to Mr. C. Don't worry. I've got just 2 or 3 more. Matter of fact, I just noticed the time. Guys, as much as I want to keep going on this one, Elon Musk, I'm going to get these in like a minute and a half, and then we're getting Mr. C. Elon Musk, Nuke's account that tweeted a pedophilia pride flag, said, not here, not tolerated on this platform. Yeah, youth attracted person pride flag. They were pretty excited how they changed it and turned it. He was like, yeah, you're not doing that here. Over 10,000 FBI agents can access data from secret surveillance programs, inspectors, according to the inspectors general. That's what I was diving into on this one. They were pointing out, guys, they are everything you do. This is Big Brother. This is Orwell. Wyon, guys, this is out of India, and they're doing these stories about America, about the United States. We should be embarrassed. Person who produces sperm. U.S. school deletes male and female terms from the reproductive system lessons. You're not a biological male. You're not a boy. You're not a girl. You're a person who produces sperm. All right, Ultra Right Beer is expected to see 1 million in sales as backlash against Bud Light trans partnership continues. I love this one. Conservative, what is it? What do they call it? Like conservative, that's it. Conservative Dad's Ultra Right Beer. Love it. This is us fighting back with how we spend our dollars. Now we're going to have a fun one here because God's Plan's niece, God's Plan, that's somebody's screen name in here. Influencer, this is their niece. The influencer Bree is their niece from one of our own in the community. Guns down Bud Light lingerie in protest of woke brands, and it's going viral. All of the craziness because they were running ads for men wearing women's lingerie, etc. Here's one we won't talk about. All right, Mr. C, call quickly. They want Mr. C time. Gomez worried that Tucker's just the same wing on the bird, the same corrupt bird. They were paying him Fox was paying him $8 million a year. It's a lot of money. But he was offered $25 million a year just this week. We don't know how serious it is, though. Mr. C, sorry to cut into you like that time-wise. So much to cover in the news.
Good morning, Mark. Well, that's quite all right. They shut my computer down. So I'm half blind here this morning. I can only see the chat, nothing else. So be it. I guess we're really on the bullseye this morning.
Yeah, I think we are. I think we are all over it right now. Anything you want to say first? And then I've got people wanting to know what pot bond money comes from.
Okay. Well, first off, I forgot last week to say thank you, Lyman and George and Diana from Texas. Thank you very much for your note and cards. I'm still receiving cards. I thank you very much. I do appreciate the comments. My wife and I do get a kick out of them. So thank you. That's really all I have, Mark. Go ahead.
All right. So that means I get to start quizzing you. A lot of folks are like, because I've seen some bond resellers start buying some bonds up. I mean, seriously discounted prices, but people are desperate. They've been hanging on forever, but I haven't seen like the big money moving yet. Governments collecting and paying on their bonds. Where does the money come from when it's time?
Well, the bonds are a separate issue, and that's something that's already been allocated for prior to the RV, which we knew was going to happen. But I think what's gone on since the meeting this past March in Russia between Xi and Putin, I think they've decided that it's all going to go at the same time. Now, that's relative, what I mean at the same time. But I think within hours of the RV, that's when they're going to release. Otherwise, you're recapitalizing the rats who are very desperate right now for money.
Yeah, they are. They are super, super desperate. So you have to be careful on that front. That's for certain. Mike wanting to know how NESARA is going to affect the insurance industry. I still think you're going to have the insurance industry. I hope it cleans up some of the corruption in it. But what do you think? How do you think it might affect the insurance industry?
Well, with the hybrid products that are based upon stocks and bonds in the market, it's obviously going to change them. I think what's going to do is require the insurance companies to go back to the formulas that they used in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and not so much in the derivative-based operations.
All right. I'm trying to think of what else we need to cover this morning. Has Interpol, have you heard anything from anybody, from Chinese Elder to Interpol to any of those? Have you been contacted at all, or are they still Yeah, I mean, I know they're afraid to talk to you. Anything they say to you is going to be recorded, and both sides, every side, because there are more than just two sides to this thing, are going to hear any
Right.
communication.
It's very quiet here. I've been busy doing my therapy and getting back into the court. I got onto the tennis court. I didn't win, but I came pretty close.
Wow.
6-4, 6-4. So that's pretty good.
Wow. Just that, I mean, just this soon after, and you made it back to the tennis court. That's, boy, is that exciting. To me, it's exciting.
It was kind of nice, but it was like old times. You know, that was my fourth stroke. And I recall the first one in '94, where my face dropped a half inch on my left side. I looked like the Joker. We went out there, we tried to hit a few times, and that's how I came back from the strokes before, as well as my heart attack and quadruple bypass. We would go out of the court and just hit the ball. So my partner is really good at this stuff, and I'm really pleased with what we did.
Good. That's awesome. You know, we've talked about this one a little bit before, but it might not hurt to go in a little more depth. While you, Frank, saying how will NESARA affect a reverse mortgage? To me, I think the reverse mortgage is just, you're going to have the full value of your house. The reverse mortgage is going to be gone. Whatever they've paid you while you've had it, that's yours. It's already done. It's already spent because they were loaning you. Anyways, how do you think? I just think it's going to end, but it's not going to keep paying. You would have to turn around and do it again. Or
Well,
if they even offer them.
I'm sorry, I quite agree because it is a loan. You're borrowing against your house, and that's a loan to the institution in which they would get the write-off when you cease to exist or when you sell it. So yeah, that's going to go away. All institutional loans will be gone with the debt jubilee when the derivatives are wiped off the balance sheets around the world.
Boy, I just had Tazo. Do you act like John McEnroe on the court? I hope you do.
I used to, but I don't anymore. I play tennis for the enjoyment of hit the ball and strategy. Winning is not that important to me. It's playing and making sure that I can run and get to the ball, hit it, and return it. Primarily because it's the only way I can make sure that I survive. It's kept me alive for 40 some years, actually over 40 years now.
I'll let you. So we were talking about insurance. I did not go on. I mean, medical insurance. How do you think it might affect that?
Well, medical insurance is a little bit different, but I'm not concerned about not having it because I think when the change occurs and we go to common law instead of admiralty law, I think there's going to be a lot less requirement for that kind of a service.
I think medical price is so astronomically inflated because of the insurance industry. I mean, there's so many reasons why it's so crazy and expensive, and most of it doesn't have to do with the actual practice of medicine.
Right, and plus you're going to have med beds.
That fixes it all.
Mm-hmm.
So Bud's asking, how will the CCP operate post RV?
Yeah. The CCP will not be around.
Oh wait. Yeah. Is it CCP or is it the Biden administration? Or are they one and the same, right?
Well, I think the CCP is paying Biden to dissolve and decimate the United States of America, the true nation, not the corporation.
Obadiah's presented an interesting one I've never thought. Yeah, we talked about mortgages, but what about timeshares? You know, I wouldn't even know where to go on that.
Well, timeshare is another institutional loan with all kinds of hooks and anchors to make you pay forever, and that's going to go away too.
Yeah, I just wonder, you know, if you still want your timeshare, do you get refunded? Do you just don't have to pay anymore? I don't know exactly how that might look.
Most people want to get out of those timeshare agreements because it's just a continual drain.
Yeah, it is. All right. Fasted 2953 is asking, Mr. C, does the U.S. have the gold we need to do this?
No, it does not. If it had the gold right now, we would not be in this position where Biden wants to increase the debt ceiling and the Republicans do not. because he would just say the hell with you and just go do it, because he would have the gold to back up the digital currency, much like Geithner did when he hypothecated gold 700 times plus, and all of a sudden we had $7 trillion in the bank instead of zero.
Yeah, it's not some interesting comments going in there. Mr. C, if you look out the window, can you see any Asians, any, Chinese banking family or guys sitting on the fence, maybe watching you with binoculars, Interpol out there?
No, I don't. Sorry. I wish I had better news for everybody, but I don't. Sorry. I'm in the same boat as everybody else.
Yeah, I love this one. My husband was really leery of Nasir Jassaret. Now, after listening to Mr. C, he's definitely coming around. Thank you, Mr. C. Yeah, I mean,
well, that's fine. That's why I'm here.
Right. Oh, give me just a minute here. It's a new house. Let's see. Worried about my son who's scheduled to close on a new house mid-May. If this all pops for then, could his deal be lost?
That kind of depends on where they are in the settlement process. If he's put money down on it and it's cleared, I don't see the problem. A lot of this, I was told by the Interpol guys that this is not a system that's going to hurt the common person. So if you're in a process to close, maybe you will close at that same time. I don't know. That's in the grass. We didn't go that deep into the grass to figure out who's going to do what, when, and where.
All right, Jeannie wants to know what you think the holdup is, Mr. C. Why aren't we already off doing our exchanges right now?
Well, technically, Putin is not finished yet in the Ukraine, but we're getting there. I think it's going to be very, very soon, and I think that's what we're waiting for. Because once that loophole is closed for money laundering by this administration to the Ukraine to get kickbacks, I think that's when this thing is going to kick over.
Anna Liberate. Yeah. Anna Liberated. Did Mr. C expect a president as bad as Brandon? Did he or they know? In other words, did you expect this? Was it part of the plan to have one to just really, really be so bad that people couldn't sleep through it?
That is a very good question. I've wondered that too. I'm not happy with the way the military did this. I think there's some at the very top, and I think we're growing out of that situation. But I think we had some real people who were politically more than military. In other words, the colonels and the general officers were looking at their own backsides rather than the country's. And I think they should have kicked it over literally on January 2020. As soon as they realized that this thing was in deep trouble, they should have called a halt. They should have put in the 1807 Act. They should have just shut everything down and gone back and recounted the votes manually if they had to. But at that point, they should have acted. They knew it was coming, and they knew the infiltration of the CCP. They knew the infiltration of the CIA and the deep state. But why they didn't do this, I don't know. I did not expect that to occur, but as far as Biden taking over. But I think in the back of their minds, which is hard to believe, but I think they thought, well, the people haven't woken up. We'll let them taste what's going to happen, and then we'll come to the rescue. Well, we've gone so far down the rabbit hole now. I'm not quite sure we can do anything but blow the rabbit hole up. Claymores and C4.
Now I'm flashing to the groundhog in Caddyshack.
There you go.
Let's see. Will lines of credit loans be forgiven? I would assume absolutely. That's institutional debt, I would think.
That's correct. Yes, I agree. Yeah. When you stop to think about the mechanics of all this, it's really a simple process, but it's complex. It's simple because they're going to wipe out the derivatives around the world. They're going to give everybody a debt jubilee. Everybody's on even level. All currencies will be on parity, equal to one another around the world. It'll be gold backed, based and asset backed. It's going to be an interesting time, but all that stuff that we now know is all the weight that we are carrying around will disappear, and I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
What does Mr. C think of having a trust before the RV? Do you think the whole world's going to end if you don't? Do you think it's important? Would you do it? Would you not do it? Just your thoughts in general on that one. A lot of people still worry about that. I keep trying to tell them not to, but they still worry about it.
Well, the way you look at trust have their own what shall I call it, parameters. If you're concerned about being sued by anybody prior to the changeover to common law, then you might want to get one. I know there are family trusts to protect the homes and whatnot. That's all well and good. Myself personally, I'm not going to get a trust. I don't have time to get a trust because when they show up, it's over. We're going right to the due system. So I'm not basing everything I need on a trust. I'm basing it on the fact that QFS is going to be the collegiate overlookers, those that are going to see source of funds, use of funds, and make sure that the rest are not able to penetrate the walls. And on that basis, I'm very content with the fact that nobody's going to come after me in a court for X, Y, and Z. And we also know that we're going to go to common law, which is going to probably reduce the number of cause of actions for a legal lawsuit. So that's how I view it.
John Trantos, most drivers have car leases. Are they just going to be gone? I'm looking for car leases to be gone.
That's another good question. We've dealt with this over the years, Mark. I think what's going to happen is on that, since all institutional debt's going to be gone, and that car lease is an institutional debt, I think what's going to happen is that's just going to be wiped away, and you got a car. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen too. Totally could be wrong. Let's see. Archbishop Patrick, I understand the debt jubilee, but things like student loans, do they get included? Yet to me, yes, because that's institutionalized. Only reason I ask is because bankruptcy cannot even eliminate student debt. No, I think even that's going to eliminate all of it.
Well, think about where the student debt and that clause came from. Came from the corporation. The corporation is going to be dissolved, go away. Institutional debt's going to go away. Student debt's going to get wiped out, flat out. And quite frankly, given the fact that these students are no longer being taught, they're being indoctrinated, I think it's a good idea to just wipe it out.
How long do you think it'll take to go back to common law? I mean, some attorneys are, versed in it. Most aren't.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to be required to go back and maybe retake the bar if it still exists. Time frame, I think it's just going to be a matter of a few weeks, if that.
All right. If the goal's currency parity, why will the dinar go higher than the dollar? Because they have to RV. You got to correct the values before you move to parity, is my understanding. Can you tackle that one? Your thoughts?
Well, okay. There's actually at least two steps here. One is the exchange, which means it's got to go to a new value for the dinar in other currencies. Once that exchange is over, these are simultaneous operations. You got the exchange going on because all the new currency is gold backed. The gold backed currency is not going to dictate the exchange. The exchange is already in the gold treaty parameters, the protocols for the values. So that value is gone. Okay, the exchange is over. All the other currencies are on parity because they're gold backed. It's a 1, 2, 3, and it was explained to me that it's just going to be an automatic, simultaneous operation. Boom! You're not even going to see the mechanics.
I did have somebody ask another one earlier, which I really liked. All right, what's the difference between the RV and the GCR?
Well, the GCR, that's a global currency reset. That was hijacked back about 2007, 8, 9, 10. by the rats who were trying to figure out a way to get around the revaluation, the takeaway of all fiat currency. So they came up with a GCR, and that was floated around for a long time until the Great Reset came up. As far as I'm concerned, the GCR is just another term for the RV in our terminology, in our lexicon. But for the rats, it means something different, and which, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't mean a thing.
All right. I don't think we did a very good job. But Starstorm saying, how can we have gold backed if we have no gold?
That's why I'm putting the codes in. The gold is situated right now. It's already been allocated who's going to get what, and there are locks on it. Locks that cannot be penetrated by the rats. Once I put the new gold codes in from the gold treaty, that unlocks the gold, it allows the dispersal. In this case, I think the dispersal is going to take place by the new Republic of America, the United States of America Treasury. And once that's done, then the gold is released around the world.
I guess and another way we should have said that is the corporate United States doesn't have the gold. Doesn't mean that we don't have the gold and the gold doesn't exist. Just means they don't. If they had access to it, they would have already spent it, used it to leverage, etc. They don't have the gold. Maybe we should just put it that way. Randall said, Mr. C, does the Treasury's holdings of massive amounts of dinar help?
I'm not quite sure if it help whom. It's there because it's part of the treaty and part of the protocols of the gold. Most nations have dinar in their treasuries, which I think is just going to help fund the new republic.
Explodocious is a good one. If the bank is in the process of repossessing my home and the RV happened, will the process be stopped, or can they still go ahead and make me homeless? I would assume process just stops where it's at. What do you think?
It stops. Once the corporation's gone and the admiralty law is gone, which obviously is going to happen because there's a debt jubilee. The debt jubilee says there's no debt to repossess on, so it's gone.
A lot of people worried about, we keep hearing some people saying things will be married, but at the same time, we look at the news and we're afraid of a bank collapse. And they're, do you think it's going to, CDs will be mirrored, money markets? What all do you think will be mirrored in the system? In other words, safe when that reset occurs?
If you recall, 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, actually going into the gold treaty 2013, we had this big ruckus with the West Banks, BANKS, Citibank, Chase, all the big banks that were doing the application and the monetization of home mortgages. And basically the Golden Dragon with Interpol went through and basically divested the rats of the banks. We know that there'll be some banks that will collapse, but they won't collapse totally. They'll be merged into the bigger banks. And right now, there are no banks that are really going to fail to the extent where someone's going to lose their money, unless you're a rat and it's a private bank. That's just the way it's made up. So basically what we have, and this is from, I think it was 2010 through 2013, that they solidified the situation. The banks are going to be automatically turned over to what we normally call treasury banks, and because the Federal Reserve is gone, and those treasury banks are going to be, the assets are going to be gold-backed currencies, obviously, with no derivatives. So I'm not concerned about bank collapses. That's already been taken into account by the Golden Dragons.
All right. If a foreclosure has already happened, do you think there's going to be any compensation, any give back, anything?
I don't think so. If you put yourself in the role of the Chinese folks who are putting up the gold, the bullion, to do gold-backed currency, would you, as that entity, Would you go back and pay off debts from 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago? Not if you're smart, because that's a sinking hole. You're not ever going to get paid back. The point of this whole RV is to create a level playing field with level values around the world to dig ourselves out of this hole. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to get paid back all this extra money. It just means that if it's fraud, which we know the IRS is, that's a fraudulent operation, you'll get that money back. We know that you'll get your pension money that is solid, it's paid, it's there. The rest of the fraud, you'll get paid. That's the prosperity programs, the FIPs, fines, interest, and penalties. But as far as going back and getting XYZ loans and whatever else that you had incurred, I don't see that happening. I really don't.
Let's see, Starseed. I spoke with my friend at the credit union yesterday. She said, yes, we have a lot of changes and everyone is struggling financially. Believe that one. I like this one, though. Jennifer said, Mr. C, how will we the people, be told about this debt forgiveness in common law? I mean, they just going to, oh, by the way, your debt's gone. How do you see that playing out?
Well, it is already written into the protocol that simultaneous with them actually coming to see me, the emergency broadcast system will be enacted, and you'll have more than 30 hours, in fact, I think a lot more, of perp walks, as well as, I believe, executions that have already taken place will be aired. It'll be aired on the computers, on the internet. It'll be aired on television. It'll be aired everywhere that you can actually see. And I've also been told that it'll be on the radio, so you can actually hear it. There's no way that any person in this world is going to say, I didn't see that or I didn't hear that. This is an educational process. Everybody's going to learn it, and they're going to be sick and tired of it by the time they're finished with broadcasting all of the perps.
Yeah, Starseed. Everything that has to do with the Federal Reserve Act is fraud. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. All right. So what do you think might not be mirrored, since we're expecting most of those things that, they're trying to take all this into account? What do you think might not be mirrored? Or is there anything you can think of that won't be mirrored?
Okay. We go back to the 1994, 1995 law. Source of funds, use of funds. They're going to go back to, okay, you've got an account here. Source of funds. Where did you get the money? Oh, that's from ripping off people. Oh, sorry, that account is gone. Okay? Source of funds, use of funds. Very, very, very strong. If it's a drug running operation, and I think that's really where a lot of these people are going to have very serious problems, because those that are in the drug business, the illegal, illicit drug business, are going to find they cannot do anything across borders with money, period. In fact, they're going to have to go to border. And I think that's going to be very much dissuaded too. But they know who these people are. A lot of them are going to be picked up, because that's a crime against humanity, by the way. But I just don't see them being able to go do anything. It's just going to get frozen, or it's going to disappear.
All right, I'm going to squeeze in two last ones because I just noticed the time. It's going to have us running over a bit with you.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see. So basically, the gold, is it just a loan to us, or is it going to be our gold for the U.S.?
No, okay. The level playing field that I talk about is nobody owns the board that we play on. Nobody owns the level playing field that we're going to be playing on. This, in the proposal I made to the Queen of England in 2009 and 10, however, and Al Hodges helped me put that to the Queen, basically says this: we will do a forfeiting operation, and we will pay back a loan over a 100-year program. And what I was told by Chris and by other people, when the Queen presented this to the World Court in 2011 in her defense, the G7, the G20 said, hey, that's a great idea. And I was told that they picked up that program, that proposal, and that's why I'm in the gold treaty. And that's part of the reason. But as far as I know, it's a long-term payback to the Chinese families who are putting up the gold. And it is not a situation where they control the board. So it's not America's gold, it's not Great Britain's gold, it's just gold that finances the new gold-backed currencies with a long-term payback.
All right, the final question for you. So what do you think on the timing? Is there something you're looking for? Is there something you're feeling, etc.? What do you think we're looking at timing-wise?
Well, okay. I'm going to do this. Fulford has this thing about me, and whatever it is, I don't care. Fine, we had our differences about 20 years ago, so be it. I do believe a good portion of what he's talking about is real. A good portion of the background stuff with the Chinese folks that are doing the negotiating is fairly real. I was told some time ago that the Interpol guys have a very strong influence on what he writes. Now, some of it he goes on a tangent, he attacks people, and he's attacked me, so be it. I believe the timing is close. Some of the timing, it may be April, May, June, I don't know. But I do know that we're closer and closer and closer every day. And I see more and more things coming into place as per the protocols of the Gold Treaty. So I'm very, very pleased. I'm anxious, obviously, because I think this is going to step at some point where it's going to be boom, all of a sudden, here it is, it's over, and I'm putting the codes in, and there we are. But I think it's soon. Now, I'm not going to name a date because I don't know the date. You know, and I've been doing this for 33 years, guys, so I've learned not to do that. But I am very, very encouraged by what's going on right
now. Awesome, Mr. C. Is there anything you want to add in closing as we wrap up? I mean, man, they got a lot of great questions today. We could probably keep going for the next 3 hours, but.
Yes, I'm very happy with that. Very happy. I got 6 more books to go up tomorrow. They're actually going out tomorrow. So I'm real pleased with that. I thank you for the opportunity. I love it when people send me their notes and letters and cards, because I get an idea of whether I'm spinning BS or real stuff. But, you know, I'm just really encouraged by where we are right now. And if I can answer questions, I'll do it. And, you know, sometimes it's not the answer that you want, but, you know, this is the learning process for all of us. And I thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. C. Appreciate you greatly.
See you next week.
All right. That was the illustrious Mr. C. We've got some birthdays. I don't know if Matt and Lucas are calling in today or not, like their normal Friday. I know that they have both been extremely busy lately, so we may not see them. So I do want to take an opportunity just to give a, you know, it's Friday. They do so much for the community and make 2-a-day podcasts an option for me. So I greatly appreciate it. All right, you birthday people. Dallas Gal, Shelboo, Alton, a number of birthdays. I'm going to do. Oh, wait, is it happening as we speak? Colorado Sky Blues, First Republic Bank crashing right now. Stock is repeatedly halting, down another 26% today after dropping almost 60% this week. Since I gave you guys a heads up last week that it was going to happen this week. The numbers, the outflow, just the math, the fundamentals, they're broken. Interesting. Colorado, thanks for bringing that one. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, make all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to all of you guys. I'm excited. It's nice to have something to celebrate. There is. We did indeed get the Matt. I was a little worried about that one. Hold on here, Matt. I'm trying to push the right button. My phone's not cooperating. Oh, this is something. All right. Now I got you on speaker.
Hey, Mark. How you doing? Good morning.
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. If you want to text Lucas, he said he'll come on. He was just moving some furniture or something there, but I can talk if you want.
Or I'll just come in a little early in the morning if you want. If you just want to give the people the specials and any fun things, that is up to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I will. So I'm Matt with the CBD Gurus, thecbdgurus.com. And when you order, you go into Mark C Wholesale and you put in lowercase KRAM CBD. And we got a special going today. If you call Evan or just you want it, we got these free apple cider vinegar gummies. If you do a $150 order today, if you do 125, we got the 5,000 dinar. If you do any order over 25, you get the 20,000 dong. And then we got other specials in there. But if you call Evan or just put in the notes that you want the apple cider vinegars, we'll give you those if you do a certain size order there. But you'll see it in the specials. And yeah, that's it, Mark. Any questions on that?
Yeah, no, that's well. One, how do they taste, the apple cider gummies?
They're good. You know, they're just kind of a fruity taste. You know, they're fine. They taste good. I mean, they don't taste bad at all. I think they taste great. So, yeah, they're good. And they're Lucas. He wanted to get on and talk about them. Let me see if I can.
Oh yeah,
text him here.
he's welcome to talk about those.
Oh, let me text him real quick. I just gotta get him in here. He's closing on his new pad today. So anyway, hold on. Let me just text him real quick, Mark. It'll just take a second.
Yeah. And, oh no, you go ahead and do that. And if you guys,
he was away from the computer moving furniture, but he said he would stop. But yeah, I just texted him. He'll come on now.
Yeah, Lucas and family, they had moved more in town, and they miss being further out where they can have the chickens, they can have the animals, the garden. I mean, he grew up that way, and so he's getting back to that lifestyle. So they're just making basically a lateral move to someplace where they've got more room so that they can have chickens and all of those things, and room for gardens, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you say about the bank there. Yeah, they're getting a little feisty at the banks, trust me. So.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I guess everybody knows that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they really get excited now. Whatever you do there, So they act like everything's cool, but it's not.
No, they're terrified. They're terrified that too many people are going to take out. They're going to find out how much money's coming out. People are going to panic, take out more money. They're terrified of it becoming some kind of self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, when they give you those puppy dog eyes, even though you've known them for 40 years, disregard.
Right.
They're working for the bad guys. But anyway. Hey, so this apple cider vinegar gummies, I guess, if you got any questions on those, I put his number in there and he'll take the calls. He's just sitting at his, just watching the draft today. He's a big football fan. And there probably won't be much to watch for him because he's a Vikings fan and the Vikings don't have the draft twice the second round, But unbelievable. But anyways, did he call yet, Lucas?
Nope, not yet.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's,
whatever. He probably won't call. But we'll come on tomorrow for sure. But we got some good specials there if you want to check it out and get the apple cider vinegar gummies. It's a 45 count. And best part about Lucas's gummies are all natural stuff. There's no artificial nothing in them for sure. And I know I think they're good for weight loss, all that stuff. I'm not sure exactly what they do, Mark, but Evan's got it all down. He's a nutrition expert, so.
Right.
But any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading some. There's still people asking questions of Mr. C because they're just further behind in the chat, but he's already gone.
Oh.
They'll figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, I didn't hear all of it this morning. I was doing other stuff, but yeah, he sounded pretty good there. Pretty good stuff, But anyways, yeah. So the CBD, everybody, if you're not using it,
and the website is thecbdgurus.com. Thecbdgurus.com. Find the wholesale button, Mark Z Wholesale. The passcode you put in is all lowercase KRAMCBD. That's just Mark backwards with CBD on the end. So KRAMCBD. And there's no other codes you have to put in. Once you're in the wholesale section, you've got their rock bottom lowest prices. There's no coupon code or anything else you've got to put in. The code is just to get into the wholesale side.
Yep, for sure.
How did I do?
And, what's that?
Oh, wait, there's Lucas. We can ask him real quick. Hold on. All right, we were kind of having fun without you, Lucas, but now we do want to ask you about the apple cider vinegar gummies.
Yeah, kind of the weight loss report. You know, we put a lot in there, and honestly, Mark, it's out of the tasting wise. Granted, it doesn't have the cannabinoids, which we think we're going to add in here in a little bit. Maybe some THCV. I know when people hear THC, they're like, but this is the V aspect is totally different. It's an appetite suppression. But for now, we really loaded them up with about double the amount of apple cider vinegar that's more times than not in gummies. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's no. I got to try them. I got to call my my local guru guy later and get some of those headed my way.
Well, I hope he takes care of you.
Yeah,
so if you're
go ahead,
go
Matt.
for the weight loss, get the weight loss capsules and that, and I don't know, make sure you get up to 150, and just for sure we'll give it to you if you get $150 or more on the order. But we got to figure it out first. We got to get more in stock. I got enough in stock for today and tomorrow, but that's about it. I just right, Lucas? We just got to get some. That's all.
Yeah, but I can send more. I'm going to be sending more to you, so he'll have more probably Tuesday or Wednesday. But for now, for the weekend, it'll still be good. And I think people will really like them. I just pop them all day long. Mark, you're really, really good. I probably take more than I should, but
I'm looking forward to trying it. It's so good for digestion. People with like the Halo, where I've got mine right before my finger, it's great for stomach issues, and I'm excited about them.
Nice. So yeah, what's how have you guys been?
Well, one, we're more interested in you moving sofas, moving everything. You're hitting it hard. Getting settled in. When do the chickens arrive?
Chickens will arrive next week, and probably have about 4 goats, probably 2 weeks. So, yeah. I used to raise goats as a kid, so we had three different types, and trying to get back at it, but it's been it's harder. I've been moving by myself, Mark, and I'll tell you what, it's like, gosh, I am not as young as I once was. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. So I've moved probably, loaded up probably 85-90% of the house, and it took me about 7.5 hours yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked super early in the morning and then did it. And I'm like, gosh, Mark, like I need someone. Like next time, if this ever happens, like I'm paying someone. Like this is just. I literally passed out and I woke up and my body feels like a 95-year-old.
I was trying to laugh at you, but when all you can do is laugh, it's the only thing that makes it bearable.
I know. It's either laugh or cry, and I really don't want to cry right now.
Right. All right. So, farmers asking the question: does the Pain Cream 2,000 milligram have CBD in it? I don't see it on the label.
Yeah, it's got CBD and CBG. Yeah, 1,000.
Yeah, but that's both.
Yeah.
So it's got a total of 2,000, but it's CBG. Which two are in it?
CBD and CBG.
Yeah.
So we did a 50-50. We put a high amount of CBG. So the CBD is going to be more for your pain relief as it hits your first receptors. But the CBG, we added that in there because a lot of people like it for the antimicrobial on the skin. You do absorb a decent amount, but I think that the use of it is way better topically.
Gotcha. Will there be chicken flavored CBD after you start raising the chickens? It sounds like we're going to have some goat flavor too. I like goat. Goat's tasty.
Oh, it is. The meat is very, very tender.
Yes, it is. I love it. I'm just dying laughing at that one. All right. I am certain that are there any dosing documents? I gave my aunt some CBD gummies, but didn't have an answer when she asked how many and how often to take. So much of that is by feel, but and it's going to depend on the product. Kathy, I would suggest contacting Evan and asking him those questions. What do you think to that answer, Matt and Lucas?
Yeah, well,
yeah, that's fine. That'll work.
Yeah, that's going to be probably your best bet, and the majority of that. So one is it's really dependent on weight, but the other is even more so than weight. Is going to be very dependent on your body and your receptors and how it picks it up. So, I mean, even more so than weight, like you could have two people that are exactly the same weight, and one person is like, well, I only need, 50 milligrams, and that's where kind of my peak is, whereas someone else, may need 100 or 125. And so you'll know that. And one thing we always tell people is start off slow, and start off at low dosages and work your way up. And then at some point you're like, well, I actually feel better when I take, say 75 as opposed to 100 milligrams. And so you got to kind of find that pinnacle of that, kind of graph to figure out what, what's going to work best for you, because what works best for you is not necessarily going to work best for someone else. So you kind of have to kind of know yourself and, kind of be meticulous. We look at it like this. A doctor should not tell you, like, hey, you should take this many milligrams of this. It's like, well, they kind of put a blanket out there of like, well, everyone should take this, this many milligrams. It's like, well, everyone's different. And I don't like the approach of being like, well, everyone needs to take 100 milligrams. It's like, no. I mean, yeah, you can, and you'll see some benefit, but you may actually see more benefit at 50 or 75 milligrams. And so we're trying to work with people to kind of know their own bodies and go at it meticulously and kind of in this slower pattern, to hit that perfect amount. And it's not easy. It's not something you can just do overnight. But I think the long-term benefits of it far outweigh it.
I'm with you on this one. I'm going to read this one out loud for those that are listening to the podcast but can't see it. We're putting up Lucas's number is on the screen. 612. You can call or text. Text work pretty well. That way you can holler back at you. 612-816-3172. Again, 612-816-3172. All right, guys, I got to start wrapping up.
All righty. Hey, everybody, go to thecbdgurus.com. Go to Mark Z Wholesale, put in lowercase KRAM CBD. And if you want the talk to Evan about the apple cider vinegar gummies, he can answer questions. He was selling them in his health food store for years and years, so he knows all about that stuff. And if you need help, if you're a first-time order, he can help you with that, because he's at the football draft anyway, and the Vikings aren't going to do a damn thing today anyway, so it doesn't matter. He can take your call.
Yeah, I'm pretty tickled with how my Steelers are going with the draft so far. Unfortunately, I have some other Steelers fans that help keep me up to speed on who's getting who. But I still like football. I know wokeness, this, that, distraction. It's not keeping me from being distracted, but I do enjoy it.
Yep. Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, look at how Houston, man, they got two good players. Woo, they got good players. That Bryce guy, what's his name? The first draft choice. He reminds me of Fran Tarkenton. He's going to be as good as him. He really is.
Yeah, does look like he's got
Fran
talent.
Tarkenton, he was only 5'10" too, so he was a short guy.
Here's actually a good one. I'm gonna park this one so Lucas can get back to moving and ask Matt a parting question. Matt, on your project for after the RV, your RV parks, your post RV parks, have you looked at any areas? I mean, what's your number one? What's your number two? Any spots? Have you started really thinking those things through yet?
Well, okay. I mean, sure, yeah, I think them through, but yeah, of course I do. I'm always driving around and I'm always thinking, but the main thing is they have to be in an area where, it's not in an enclosed area where you can't have security. That's the number one thing. It's like if you look at an area of like the Hart Ranch out there in South Dakota, it's secure enough because it's away from other people, plus it's out in the middle of not in the middle of nowhere, but it has to be in a nice scenic area. It's yeah, the areas can be all over. I mean, I don't think I'd put one next to Disneyland or anything. You know what I mean? It would have to be
Well,
out in the country.
maybe, I mean, you know, if Disney moves, I mean, there's going to be a heck of an empty spot there that we can clean up and have our own park.
Yeah, that whole Disney deal, and that's something. But no, most of the places, I'm sure, will be in pretty rural areas, but they'll be close to big cities, you know, where you can just drive out there and hang around. And but we'll have them all over the place. Hopefully we got enough money with that boulevard and it works. If not, then I gotta get into my other stash, and that'll be fine. Whatever works. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever you can think of, it'll work. What was the question again, Mark?
Yeah, no, you answered it. We were just talking about the different area possibly for it. All right, guys.
I'm all over the place. Hopefully I got enough to set aside. And I'm just a firm believer in the oil from Venezuela. And we're going to keep using the oil. That's for sure, you know. I mean, because you can, you know, the batteries, they take other resources that, you know, are going to get very expensive. I mean, I don't know how you're going to build electric cars without silver, and silver's going to go through the roof.
Yeah, because it's like 25 pounds. It's like 25. I think it's 25 pounds per Tesla per electric car is pretty much the average. It's a lot of silver.
Yeah, so if everybody gets an electric car, you won't be. I don't know. I mean, nobody's going to give up their silver. Silver is probably going to go pass up gold at some point. I mean, I don't see everybody with all the silver jewelry in their house anymore. It's all gold. That'll all get melted. I mean, there's so much gold out there. It's unbelievable. I mean, you got gold in the Great Lakes. All you got to do is sit on the beach, and I think you can get like $50, $100 worth of gold every day just in a little sluice on Lake Superior, Lake Michigan. You know, it's all over the place. You can get gold and sand in Menards. You can't get silver and sand in Menards. You know, so
right.
We'll I think the gold is a big head fake away from the silver, truthfully. But anyway, that's my opinion. But yeah, hey, I can't wait to get on the resort deal, man. I love that stuff. In fact, I want to go out to South Dakota today. In fact, because the weather around here is crummy. So, but anyway, I got to go to work.
All right, Matt. Looking forward to you guys.
I mean, you know, thanks for having us on, and yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow, and you know, we'll just go from there.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
All right, bye, guys. All right, the happy anniversary, that first one coming up, or Sunday. Is this coming Sunday? Nice. All right, shameless plug, because I'm so excited with how they look. The Whiskey and Wisdom Silver Bar, 10-ounce bars, original Mark Z, 19.99999 silver. I thought they turned out great. All right, guys, this evening I will see you at 7. Same bat channel, same bat place.